This has been bugging me for a long time now, and Saturday was a tipping point. Hi honeys, it's your queen bee. I got back from work, and I got on Instagram, and I noticed I lost a couple of followers. So I got on my Instagram tracker. This is what I see.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you.
I see one of my friends has blocked me, unfollowed and then blocked me. This is the perfect time to explain to you what happened and why I'm so. So in 3rd grade, I went to a new school and I met her and it was okay. I never talked to her. Same thing around 4th grade. 5th grade, we all had to transfer schools because the school only went up to 4th grade. That's when she started riding the bus. I had already previously rode the bus. I sat with the older kids. One day she sits next to the group and just stares at us like, not saying a word, just. So I make friends easy because I like to talk to anyone no matter how weird they act or how bad they look. Her hair was in a matted mess. She had acne all over. Mind you, we're small little children. So I was like, that's not good. Like, clearly she eats out at McDonald's way too much. And she had crooked teeth, and she just didn't say anything. Just, all she did, just stare at us. She didn't say anything. So my friends thought that maybe she was, like, slower. And I was like, I'll talk to her, and I'll see, like, what her deal is. So I start talking to her, and she's super quiet. Now I'm a very loud person. She started talking to me. Whenever I would talk to her first, you'd have to initiate the conversation, so she wouldn't talk to anyone else. 6th grade comes around, and she's warmed up to me a lot, and we hang out on the bus, and by that I mean she sits across from me and listens to everything I'm saying to everyone else. This girl does not have her own opinions. Everything she does is because she sees someone else doing it. Now here's a really messed up part, and this is why I say she's not original. So I made a YouTube channel with my friend. She hated that. Keep this in mind. So middle school is a different building. It's a 7th and 8th grade building. We would hang out more and everything, which by more I mean we'd hang out on the bus still and then at lunch. Now in middle school you can't go out to eat or anything, you have to stay in the building. She would not go into any public space unless me or one of the other two that she like trusted were with her. She never went to a library alone, and she never went into a locker room or the cafeteria alone. It was always we had to be a big group or just like me or one other person. If I wasn't right there with her, she was lost. So my friend at the time had a sleepover, and it was in a hotel. The only reason she invited the ex-friend was because I told her that she had no one else to hang out with. And I know that sounds kind of weird. It's not my decision, but she asked, hey, you know, if I had a sleepover, it'd be me and this other girl. Would you mind if it was this other girl too? And I was like, of course, invite her. You know, she needs friends. Obviously she doesn't have any. So she actually came, and mind you, she's never been over to my house. I've never been over to her house. I'll get to that later. And it was a good time. Anytime we would do anything that she didn't want to do, like if we would go down to the pool, she didn't want to go. If it wasn't her way, she would just cry and get upset about it. And we're in middle school, so I thought that was kind of weird. And mind you, it was not her birthday party. So right after that, I started dating this guy in 7th grade. And it went south real quick. And to keep it short, she did not like him because instead of me sitting with her at the lunch table, I would sit with him and like all of his friends. And this took me away from her. She always wanted to be with me because I think she was scared that something was going to happen. She was always very paranoid, and as I can tell, she's still very paranoid. Me and another friend in middle school made another YouTube channel, and my channel was mostly for gaming, and so was hers. Now, I told her, I was like, hey, I have this YouTube channel and all this, and we were like hyping it up. You would think that she'd be more supportive. So I asked her, I was like, why don't you make one? And she said, my parents won't let me. Keep that in mind. So 8th grade rolls around, and I'm still with the guy, and she's still right up my butt because she has no one else, and that's pretty much it. At the end of 8th grade, we had this field trip to Chicago, and I wanted to go so badly, but she begged me not to go on this field trip. And at the time, my ex wasn't going either, so I was like, well, I might as well stay for her, and I guess he's gonna be here too, so it won't be that bad, I guess. So good old high school rolls around, 9th grade, my freshman year, was really rough for me. Because before February, I was still with my ex, and in February I broke up with him. But that's a good part because I'm with my current boyfriend. So like in the previous video, I explained how me and my boyfriend got together and why my ex was such a bad person, why I had to get out of that relationship and all that. I didn't go into very much detail about that, but it just gives you a little bit more backstory. But yes, go check out the video. So in high school, nothing basically changed right then. She never went to the library or the cafeteria by herself, and everything scared her. I mean, she wouldn't go anywhere. Sophomore year, I got my license, and she hated that because she still rode the bus. And I mean, not to bash anyone that doesn't have the money to do anything like that. I was fortunate enough to save my money. She just didn't want to take the class until she was forced to. So at my school, it's a high school requirement to take driver's ed and to pass and get your license, all that kind of stuff. She still does not have a car. I mean, maybe she had a job like I did, like moi, then maybe she would have one, but no, she just didn't want one, I guess. Now, mind you, she has never been over to my house. Like I touched on this, she didn't ever want to invite me over, from what I've heard, because she was scared I'd judge her because her family didn't have a lot of money. I don't care about someone's financial standing. We are all people. I mean, the only reason I live so lavishly is because I do work, and I do buy a lot of my extra stuff. Like, I buy my makeup. Sometimes my parents will buy me something if I absolutely need it and I don't have funding for it, but I never ask them first. I always try to get on my own 2 feet and figure it out myself. So same old, same old. She didn't like public spaces or anything. So junior year comes around, and for some reason she actually starts hanging out with one of my friends who's, in the last video I explained, her birthday is on the same day me and my boyfriend got together. And they would go to McDonald's and stuff, like, during lunch and everything, and my friend would, like, drive her everywhere because of course she doesn't have a car or a license. And she just bought her a bunch of good stuff, never asked her to pay her back or anything. And I bought her a shirt for, like, some event we were doing. She did try giving me money back, but I didn't want to accept her money because of her financial standing, and I didn't want to cause her any problems. I do not regret not taking the money, but sometimes I'm like, I should have, but in retrospect, that would have been wrong for me to do because I don't need it. Yes, my friend never asked for gas money or anything. She always paid for lunches and stuff. So after all the good stuff that my friend does for her, she just up and blocks her on everything and refuses to talk to her. So to keep it short, she got all that she wanted and all that she felt she could ask for, and as soon as she felt that she couldn't ask for any more, she threw her away like trash. It was so sick. I was friends with both of them. She was like, you have to choose. Also junior year, I just so happened to have joined the Army National Guard. And the first thing she tells me when I get back from MEPS, the very first thing she says is, you're a baby killer. You're making a mistake. You're the reason that people want to shoot up the school, and that I'm wrong for wanting to serve for my country. And I was like, you know what? I don't care, honestly. Your facts are based on lies and just, you know, little things you hear, and I don't think any of her family are prior service, so she has no respect for us, and, you know, whatever. My brother, of course, was in the Navy, and I respect him a lot for that, but she has no respect for anyone that's done anything. Like, even police or firefighters, she always just bashes them. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? You make yourself look so dumb. She was saying all kinds of bad things about me, and I was like, I don't really care. I'm not a soft little shell like you. While I'm in the Army, and I'm in the comic shop, this was my 8th job. She has had none. And I just could not believe that she would have the audacity to say that what I was doing was wrong. When you are in the military and you're, you know, in high school, you have to do, like, you know, your paperwork and all that. So you have to say when you're going to graduate. Me being a junior, I was, like, going to be split option, like, no matter what. So I tell her that I might graduate early so I can get my AIT done and I can be back by the summer. And she goes and says, why would you do that? Like, ew. Like, who would want to graduate early? And I'm like, weighing my options, like, okay, yes, I have prom and band, so I guess I should stay. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna stay here. And she was like, yay, stay here with me, you know? And I'm like, okay, fine, I guess I have to, you know? So I go to basic training in the summer. And the one letter I get from her was her telling me that she's graduating early. After she told me not to. I was so I get back. Senior year, my current, I get back, and all of a sudden I found she has a YouTube and a Twitter and a TikTok and a fake fan page she had made herself on Instagram. And I'm like, what is all this? And I'm just like, I confront her about it on Snapchat, and she says, now that you know my dark secret, I'm actually really famous, and I can't tell anyone. If they find out, they'll all want to be my friends. You can't tell anyone about my secret. What makes you think I care? I don't. Don't lie to me. Like, tell me and I'll help you. I almost bought her a microphone. Okay, like, a cheap microphone, but still, I almost bought her a microphone because her audio was so quiet, and it still is. After I found her dark secret, she actually found a replacement for me. She befriended this pregnant dropout that cheated on her boyfriend and was smoking dope in the bathroom. Did I mention she's pregnant? And it's like, what makes you think that that's friend material? No one else wanted to be her friend. Like, there was a good reason why. You have low standards, especially for friends. I mean, hindsight 2020, you were just gonna dump her anyways. So once I tell her my dislike for this girl, she said, you know what? I have a great idea. You buy nice things for me and you do so much for me. I think I'm done with you. So then she doesn't talk to me for the rest of December. And I was fine with this. I didn't want the drama. I asked her why she refused to talk to me, especially during like our finals project in sociology. And she said, oh, I've had stuff on my mind and I've been busy. You didn't do anything on our project and me and my friends had to do all of it. Like, you just sat there and you're just like, ugh, why am I here? Oh my god. And actually, as I was telling my friend earlier that I was going to make this video, she was like, you know what, you bring up very valid points. She missed more school than I ever did. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. Like, even from like preschool, and I guess, according to my friend, she was like she would cry every time they would read a story because she wanted her mommy. Like, oh boo-hoo, where's your mommy gonna be whenever you move out? Well, you won't move out, so I guess there you go. You're gonna be a mama's girl forever, which isn't flattering in my opinion. So yes, finally I had peace. She had dropped out. Okay, she didn't actually drop out, but she did make a fake thumbnail saying she dropped out, and it was like, why? You just make yourself look bad. I mean, already people assume you dropped out because you already were missing so much school and you were hanging out with a pregnant girl, so they were like, she's probably pregnant, which, I mean, you were getting a little fat, but that's neither here nor there. So yes, she graduated early, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I don't see how, because not only did she miss so much school, she barely passed any of her classes. She took the easiest teacher classes. In my school, there's like 3 teachers per subject. It's like one for like the kids who need a lot of help, which was her. And then the ones for the kids who had the average score, which was me. Sometimes I take the AP college course classes. She took 2 of those, and from what I could tell, she struggled a lot. And I actually went in like in January to talk to one of the teachers just to see what the curriculum was. It's the easiest college course credit I've ever seen, and I took AP history, and I suck at history, and I suck at English, but that was completely easy. I don't know why she complained all the time. She did the bare minimum to pass. And mind you, we were both on high honors. I took 8 classes every year, except for freshman year. She only took 7, alright? And it's just so not fair that she gets the same title as me, even though she did less than half of what I did. After telling everyone she's going to college, she finally just said, I know it won't be easy like high school, so I won't. College is not for everyone, but don't hype yourself up if you're not gonna go. Don't tell people a fake plan. Like, that's just the weirdest thing ever. Like, you're lying to everyone already. Don't continue a lie, because then around high school reunions or when you see that person at Walmart and they're like, aren't you supposed to be in Georgia with your aunt? And then, you know, you're just like, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't think you'd remember that. People remember. Everyone's not as dumb as you think. College is not for everyone. If you can't afford it, don't be ashamed. Obviously, I'm in the military. I get a little bit of extra help, but I never even planned on going to college. My job doesn't require college. And if your job doesn't require college, then don't do it. That's just extra debt on you. And I don't think mommy's gonna want to pay for your college and everything forward. I get home, I found out she blocked me, and she posted this. She posted this on Twitter, not too long after she blocked me. It just irked me to no end. Why would you say that your best friend was someone toxic to you? Why would you insinuate anything like that? I never did any wrong to you, so I don't know what makes you think you have the right to treat me like this. It just shows you're a petty person. And the only reason I'm making this video is because you're the one that wants to get famous. So if you get famous, I really hope people find this and are like, wow, she's a really person. I know I cuss a lot. I'm blurring it all out just because I do have younger people that I know of that watch me. So sorry. I'm trying to be PG. And here's just some more like little things that she's done or said to really like me off. She made a fake fan page for herself and tried to tell me it wasn't her when it was obvious. Because I had DM'd this person and they didn't respond back, but yet they responded to everyone else that didn't assume that they were her. So, that's a little sketchy to me, but what do I know, right? So I have an iPhone. She got an iPhone because she liked how mine was, and she'd always be like, I like the camera quality, which is a good camera. She didn't like iPhones, and then she really liked hers because it was more customizable and everything. And I kind of like that too, and the camera wasn't as good as, like, obviously mine. Not only did she block me on Instagram, she blocked me on TikTok, and she blocked my number. And this is how I know she had an iPhone. Yeah, so that just, right there, me off so much. So, when we were friends, I told her, you know, hey, I'd get you new equipment. She was like, oh my god, really? And then she didn't talk to me for the rest of the week. And I don't know if, I guess she felt personally attacked because I said, hey, that's good, but it could be better. And everything could be better. I mean, my audio can be better. And every time I tried mentioning it, like, hey, do you still need a microphone? She'd be like, and just walk away. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get you anything. Another thing that, like, irks me about her, she's never had a job. And she thinks that her, like, hair commission stuff is a job. But I now work for, Teen Hearts, along with, you know, Chic New York. Obviously, I have 2 jobs already, so I don't need any, like, side projects. I stay pretty busy. You may be asking yourself, why are you exposing her? Aren't you better than that? Simply put, she uses people. And anyone that gets caught in her trap is going to be drained and then spit out. And that's just not good. You know, and my friends are like, you know what, this need to be said. Especially if she's going to be famous. I highly doubt she ever will be, but whatever, what do I know, right? I realize that she has trust issues. And because I've known her, I know that in her past, a lot of people have hurt her. She had a crush, and she dated this guy for a day, and then he was cheating on her and was like, no, I'm still talking to my ex. And he was like, bye, we're done. Like, bye, Felicia, I don't need you. And she was crushed. He just, like, you know, crushed her and whatnot. And I was like, get over it, you know, that's the first guy you've ever tried to get in your life. And he was one of those crack kids, so, like, trailer park weed, like, all that kind of stuff. She has very low standards, and it's kind of sad. Anyways, and then her best friend moved to Chicago, didn't tell her, and wouldn't text her and everything, and I remember her complaining about it that summer. And then when she did come back, they were like, okay, I guess. They weren't the best. And then she moved again, and it was the same deal. So after she, you know, got over that friendship, she befriended a pregnant homeless dropout. That sounds like a lot. A druggie, also. I mentioned it a little bit prior to this. And this kind of irked me a little bit. This girl would get a bunch of free stuff because obviously she was, like, pregnant and all that. And she would just give all the stuff away. It's awful to take advantage of someone in that situation. Obviously, I don't talk anymore, but she opens up to the worst people. And she thinks that they can provide something for her that no one else can. She just throws away the good friends that she has that do provide for her. And that's very sad. Like, I don't know how she's ever going to go through in life. I really hope that she does find a good guy that, you know, provides for her. But knowing her, she's probably never gonna get anyone. If she doesn't get what she wants, she just completely shuts down and just like blames everyone, like as a collective, for either leaving her or for hurting her or anything else. I do think that she needs at least 2 years off of social media. For any future reference, because this video is almost over, I call her my ex-friend. I will never mention her name because I do not want to give her the satisfaction of her name leaving my mouth. I really hope this video isn't too long, but this just needed to be said. If you're watching this and you're the ex-friend I'm talking about, I'm kidding. If you know who I'm talking about, or, you know, you're someone who like acts similar to her, then just know you're never gonna make friends this way. People don't think it's cute because it is ugly. I mean, you're acting ugly and you are ugly, so. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, check out my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and everything else. And with that being said, thanks for stopping by. Love you.